So I came up with the name BoHippiExpress when I thought I was going to start an apparel company, and I wanted to highlight boho style, hippie style, and that's where BoHippi came from. The Express was I wanted to get a camper van and turn it into a mobile boutique, so it would be the BoHippi Express. And BoHippi Express now has actually turned into this beautiful invitation for people to express themselves. And I make hats for free spirits, for the hippies, for the nomads. So BoHippi Express is an invitation to express yourself authentically. A few things that make BoHippiExpress completely unique is the fact that I hand burn everything. I don't use any laser engraving machines. I also use cruelty-free products. My hats are vegan suede and felt, and they're also sourced in California. I burn them in Florida, so BoHippiExpress hats are completely American made. I draw a lot of inspiration from nature and flowers with my hats. And so while they're all their own kind of thing, they're each unique, they're always very floral, very nature inspired. So one of the ways that I get my ideas for the flowers is I have this sketchbook where I'm constantly just adding new flower drawings and doodles to them. And then, like when I'm about to start a new hat, if I'm not redoing a design I've previously done, I just go through my sketchbook and pick out a few that I think would look nice on a hat. And then I kind of figure out the design as I'm sketching onto the hat. I'll have a few flowers that I know I want to highlight. I love, love, love sunflowers. So sunflowers almost always make it onto a hat. But beyond that, I kind of just freestyle it, and no hat is ever the same because I just figure it out as I go along and as I'm drawing onto the hat. 6 years ago, I started with wood burning. That's how I got into the business of burning. And I was doing wood for about 5.5 years before I started burning on hats. And the main difference that I've noticed between the hats and the wood burning is that the hats have across the board a more consistent feel and a more consistent burn. With wood, you've got all different types of grains, you've got to sand it down. Red oak is much harder to burn on than basswood. With the hats, the main thing that you have to think about is your heat. So if I'm burning on this type of hat, which is a vegan suede hat, I need a lower heat than if I were to burn on a felt hat. One other thing that I really love about the hats over the wood is that I feel a lot more confident with burning the hats, because even though you can sand down wood if you make a mistake and you can kind of cheat it and start over, you don't get that with hats. So you have to be very confident in your strokes. You have to be very sure with your hand motions, because you don't get to sand it down. You don't get to start over with the hat. If you melt the hat, you melt the hat. And that's why you have to be very particular about your heat. So where I see BoHippi going next into the future, I have my hats in a couple of boutiques around Florida, and I would love to get a VW camper van and go travel the states as a mobile boutique, selling my hats, popping up at music festivals, and just having a grand old time, honestly. If you want to follow me, I am on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. All of my handles are at BoHippiExpress. If you want to shop my hats, I have an Etsy shop. It is BoHippiExpress. But if you really want to support me directly, you can go to my website, www.bohippieexpress.com, and you can support me there. Thanks, guys.